So how to retain people on a subscription-based?
I love subscription-based because it was actually when I was in school, business school, one of the companies I studied a lot was Netflix. They really kind of pioneered the subscription model, even though there was a lot of models like that, but they put the term subscription in it and made it really, really big. When it comes to subscription-based models, especially for B2C companies, it's all about unit economics. It's all about really understanding lifetime value, understanding retention rate, understanding recurring revenue metrics, understanding the differences across individual cohorts. I think a lot of businesses that have subscription-based models, and Bunk is one of them, cohort analysis is the primary thing that you will be doing a lot there. And I think for like individual retention strategies that gear more towards subscription-based models is really understanding like truly why do they keep coming back for your product, for your experience. There are external things that will impact obviously retention when it comes to spaces like the media. So Netflix, most of the time it's always cost of content, cost of acquiring new users, but also the cost of retaining users for media space specifically hasn't increased because the only way that they are able to keep customers is to deliver new content at an accelerated pace. And from my experience, content is not getting cheaper, it's getting more expensive. And as we've seen earlier this year, I think they laid off a good percentage of staff. But if you look at the weeds, you look at the unit economics, a lot of that was driven by their huge cost of content, and that really impacted their ability to monetize existing users, and they also had an issue with retention. I've been a part of companies things like, I know this is seems to be, the people say it's a dying channel, but I don't think it is. Email marketing. Email marketing is one of those things that I think is extremely important to being able to retain users because you stay at the top of mind with them. I think also being a part of kind of their everyday lives in some particular fashion, which is where the lifestyle aspect comes of it, whether it's through email, whether it's through advertising, whether it's, and this is becoming even bigger nowadays, even with B2B business, influencer marketing is a way to still not just acquire, I believe, but also to retain customers. Think about with Netflix, what's the big series? Stranger Things. All of them. But huge season that they just launched, and the way they did it, the way they used this content, which is very expensive, I think was a part of kind of really their retention strategy. And I think a lot of the content that they produced over the past during the COVID period is mainly being released right now to actually not necessarily generate new customers, but to retain the existing ones they have. So those are a few things that I would actually think of when it comes to that. But when it's subscription-based businesses, it's always about looking at the unit economics and how kind of you could really play with certain things like CLV and retention and all of those things and cohorts to kind of really get to a point where you are retaining more and more chunk of people that you're acquiring.
So thinking about the revenue metrics as well as activation and retention as well.